as inflation pushes individuals into higher tax brackets, we of course call this bracket creep, Chalmers' budget will receive higher revenue from personal income tax this financial year. KPMG says in the Australian today that the income tax take will almost certainly increase over the rest of the financial year, thanks to inflation, on top of an extra $17 billion that was already forecast in the mid-year budget update. Joining me now for more on this is Eminence Advisory's Dimitri Berstein. Dimitri, thank you for joining me. We've been having this discussion for quite some time now about whether or not you do something about bracket creep. We had some changes in the stage 2 and 3 tax cuts, but of course this government watered that down. It seems they are very happy to let this bracket creep go on and make us pay more tax without giving us anything back.
Well, firstly, thank you for having me on your show, Caleb. You're absolutely right. Inflation is the most insidious tax of all. It's the tax you pay for bad government. It's taxation without legislation. It's not only on income tax. Just remember, it also hits GST, capital gains tax, fringe benefits tax, stamp duty, payroll tax. It's across the board. And when it comes to income tax, you touched on it there, Caleb, but it was a deliberate ploy by the Treasurer and the Prime Minister when they changed the stage 3 tax cuts to reinsert the 37-cent tax bracket. Now, the 37-cent tax bracket kicks in at $135,000. The average wage in Australia is $105,000, which means that's the low to middle income earners who are going to get hit the worst by this Labor government's economic irresponsibility.
And it's also fundamentally younger people who get hit the most, right? Because it's younger people who will presumably, over the next decade or so, have the best career trajectory. They're starting their careers, moving up the ladder, getting pay rises. And every time they get a pay rise, and they also have to deal with inflation, they are effectively paying more tax than their parents would have if they were earning the same money, 10 years ago.
Absolutely. Average tax rates have been going up historically, and it's a trick that all governments use. They give back a little bit of the bracket creep and pretend it's a tax cut. It's not. Average taxes have been going up historically for quite a while, in line with the growth in government spending, which has gone ballistic under this government.
It is just an absolute scam as far as I'm concerned. Now, Labor's Environment Action Network, they've launched a grassroots campaign to overhaul the mining fuel tax credits, which would cost BHP and Rio Tinto and Fortescue, the big miners, of course, billions of dollars. They're calling for an annual $50 million cap on the amount of fuel credits miners can claim, and this of course would allow the government to extract more tax from the resources sector without the political risk of a mining tax, or at least that's how they're selling it. What effect would this have?
Well, of course, it's a tax is a tax is a tax. It takes money out of the hands of businesses and consumer and puts it into the government to spend more. But let's just go back a step. The diesel fuel rebate is to compensate miners and farmers because their trucks and machinery is not on the road. A large amount of the tax and fuel is for the maintenance and construction of roads, and these machines do not travel on roads. So why should they be paying for it? This has been represented as a subsidy for years. It's not a subsidy. It's just a tax that they're not liable for because they don't travel on main roads. So if it is increased or capped, of course it'll affect investment decisions by the mining industry.
Indeed, Dimitri Berstein, thank you so much for your time.